Hey guys, so today we show you the Saboteur Wardloop that I use for the road to Mageblood. So we are currently like 9 or 10 days from the start. And we are at 20 divine budget on this build. We have more in the stash, but that's what we are currently here. So the build is good, feels fast, but it's not finished yet, and we'll upgrade it with time. But for now it's pretty good. You can do everything that you want. You can do invitations. I think we can even do fear, but I won't try it. I will show you the pub, and we are at 27 million damage on M Pinnacle, and we are normally at 52 million because it's 26 million per trio bot. And let's say that we don't eat everything, so we would say 27 million, so that's okay. We have 100% crit rate, 600 with multi, because we are in the second form, but we always eat in the second form. First form, yeah, 17 million, but even 17 million is enough to destroy the game. So we got for the weapon, we have annihilating staff. You probably must have the 60% prediction, not even more, because I think your resistances will be really hard. And I get equal 3 for more spell quastions. You don't really need it, but it's more damage and free. And dexterity will be good when we swap to Omniscience. For the links, we go for cast 1 damage taken level 20. So Awaken 8 full damage, Bone Shield, GMP, and Creeping Frost and Freezing Breath for damage and for chill in enemies, and it can shock too. And I will show you how I did. For the helmet, boots and gloves, we are at wild items, and to craft them it's pretty simple. You just fossil them for 30% quality. After that you dance fossil for prefixes, and you will try to hit like T2 T2 or T1 T2 for percentage and flat ward, and we're good with that. And after for the suffixes you go for Eldritch Chaos Orb, so you put like Ether for dominant, so you can reroll suffixes and you spam Eldritch Chaos Orb until you have something for you, so resistances. And if you go for omniscience, maybe resistances, and then or attributes, and that's it. For the Eldritch, I go for lightning damage because we want to shock the enemy and get more damage, and shocking also more damage with expert, which gives us 8% more crit chance. So it's 3 damage. You don't really need it, but pretty cool. For the amulet, I go for +1 amulet, which makes us get Anomalous currently on level 21 and not buy it from level 21 because it's too expensive. And make it level 21, make you have 7 summoning 4 skeleton. I mean, so spawn 4x4 instead of 3x3, so you will get more damage from the loop. And extremely important, these links, you can really not change it because the duration, the duration of minions are calculated for being at the same duration of cast when damage taken. So if they are not at the same rate, they can break your build. I don't know if I can show you, but can see it's pretty slow, and if you put it, it will be really faster. So don't do that, your build can break, so be careful. For the rings, I go for this one for a lot of resistances and damage recoup as mana. It will help you a lot for the mana because mana is difficult to have. The Heartbound loop, the item that make the loop possible. So as I showed you, we summon skeleton that died, and when skeleton died, we took 420 damage, and it's 4 times, so we took 1680, and that's 2 times with the trigger bots. So that way we proc the +1 damage taken, which need 3272 damage, and so it will proc like that. So after that we need a skin of the loyal or skin of the lord. Be careful for the +1 damage taken level. Don't want it to be more than 20, so you will need 20 and 18 level. Or if you want to go for 19 Divergent +1 damage taken, or which one is it? Yes, it's Divergent +1 damage taken because it will make you +1 damage taken proc for less damage. So instead of 3200, you will proc it for almost 3000. So it will be easier to proc it, and so you can level up your gems, and so get more damage because you can put an ISP level 21. So we get full exposure on the gloves, and like always, ward and resistances. I would freeze spreads so map are less deadly, because we are pretty tanky, but it's just one shot you, so you can die like that, so I just freeze everything. Got mental weakness here to, that's our curse, get more damage, and we got Eternal Blessing with Hatred, so you can change Hatred for every aura that you want. For maybe defenses you can go Grace. We can't go Determination because Armor can break your build because we take physical damage, so every point of Armor can break your build, careful. But Hatred is more damage. If you want defenses you can go for Grace, if you want more speed you can go for Haste. You can probably go like everything that you want, but we go for Hatred for more damage. And Eternal Blessing because we don't want to lose any mana. For the boots we go for movement speed setup with Phase Run and Inquisition. I choose Fire for more damage and Flame Dash for heal for moving. And for boots we go for always ward and resistances. I go for cold resistances on prefix because with Eldritch, because I'm low on resistances, and if I don't at that time I don't have resistances, or maybe not anymore. I was having a hard time first. And for belt, which is really important, is the flask charge used and the flask effect duration. And also get more flask charge gain, because we want to have the worst resolve flask perma, so we want our ward will be permanent, so we won't take any damage from the 420 damage from the loop. So before, when you activate this flask you will lose ward, and if you have any increased flask effect you will lose more ward, so any flask effect can really lower your ability to survive. Be careful with that. I actually can't flask, but when you're mapping you're killing enemies, so I can put 3 flasks while mapping, but when I bothing I remove the CRUCIBLE flask and put this one CWDT. For the gems of the Skin of the Law, you must have at least 1 +1 damage taken. So 1 red, 1 blue, and the others are, you can change them, but GMP is a lot more damage, and Elemental Focus is the most damage. And maybe these two you can change them by what Bob showed you for first damage, but maybe try it. You can go for maybe Gold Penetration, which normally didn't give you that much damage, but that's because we are on Pinnacle bosses, so show too much damage, but 30%. You can go Hypothermia, but be careful, you with Elemental Focus you can't freeze or with your Ice Spear. So Hypothermia is essentially relevant for the chill effect, but you can go for more damage like that. You can go Empower too, but will give you a lot more damage. But you can remove and choose for the cheaper one. So for the required stat for the abilities to work, we'll have these gems set up for restoration for the skeletons. You will need 3 gems just, and you would need we need 120 and 219 to make it work. You could also put 220 and 119, but 20 is got 2 plus 3 are really expensive, so be careful. We also go for Brutal Restraint to get us a Traitor, which make you gain charges for every flask slot empty. So that's why when we are bossing we remove 1 slot, so we get a lot more charges like that. And if you can get the most flash charge gain, at least 20%, I think. I didn't got that much. It will help you a lot for getting 100% uptime on the flask. For the cluster we go for Corrosive Element, Prismatic Earth, and Widespread Destruction. So Corrosive Element make us good cold exposure on it. If Widespread Destruction gives us just more damage, and Prismatic Earth. Prismatic. Yep. One would give us elemental resistances, and go for 6 passive flask setups. The best one are fasting 35% and 3% flask charge gain, and everything that you can get with it. But I craft them like that, and I don't have any more. That's working like that. You can put more money. If you want 35%, you will need a level 84, but because it's already 1.5 to divine, so be careful. So the tree look like that. Points that are mandatory, this one, so we get more wall like that. And this point makes us elemental reflect immune with the pantheon here. So we are 110% reduced damage, so we can't die from reflect. And we are immune to froze, be frozen with the tool of the branking, and make us stun immune almost all the time, so it's a lot of cure. So the build is pretty tanky. Careful against big hits, will probably one-shot you. We only go for 1 Heartbound loop because of the trigger bots. Normally we go for 2 Heartbound loop, maybe 1 if you got a really high budget, but just 1 with the trigger bot because everything will proc twice when you have cast random damage. Clockwork make us like we don't need any cooldown reduction on your build, and make it really cheaper than Scion or Curtis. One in the Shadow is just for defenses, and it's really good because when we are on this one enemy, easy. Explosive Expert is just more damage, and go for the burning effect with the Wedge's Fire and the Flame Dash. We go for the shock enemy with the helmet, and shield enemy is from using Pulse and Gripping Frost. So everything is really good. Or if you want to go for Forbidden Flash and Forbidden Right, you can go for Ambush and Assassinate, so we have Cutting Strike and 10% more damage. Others are not really good. Be careful, you can't go for Elusive because Elusive makes you avoid damage, and if you avoid damage you will stop. So be careful with that. Be careful with the build. If you don't have the resistances due to the staff, you can remove the staff and change it with the Dusk Down Milestone staff, which will use you a bit of damage but not that much, and your resistances will be up easily. And you can go for Cleansing Blows, which will give you 30% more damage, like that. Or maybe not, but it will give you a lot of critical multiplier and help you a lot. Another point, so your skill cooldown should match with the skill duration of the skeleton. If they didn't match, the loop will not work or be slower. Sometimes when you launch your loop, you will see your skill go like that, and if your loop don't work correctly, you will see that your skill will do one more loop before working, or they won't loop at the same time with other thing. So when it's like that, it's because you don't take enough damage with cuts when damage taken, or your loop didn't work with the situation and the skill cooldown. So careful with that. So I think that was it for this video. So that was my cast 1 damage taken for approximately 20 divine. 500% just simulate 5 casts per second because it's 0.2 second cooldown, so 5 times per second. And the build is really cool, really fine, and you just run in everything. If you want to be chill and watch a series and play the game, just go with this build. Just be careful to don't kill yourself with the flask. You can run out really easily and don't kill monsters. So thank you for watching, guys. I will do another video if I upgrade the build with Omniscience, or if I go for chaos damage. So see you guys, bye bye.